for anybody?
There is nobody.
Okay.
So then we have a minutes, approval of the December 9th minutes. Any questions about, I guess you can't vote on that since you weren't there, Mary Ann. So
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
So we get, yeah.
I thought they were okay. So we're gonna
Yeah.
review the claims, the 2020 claims.
Okay.
You know, one of the things I had about this, I didn't see the engineering group on there.
The what? I'm sorry.
Will
The
that?
2020 claims.
You mean
There are
Wildan?
no, yeah, where are they?
Didn't have any that month.
I can't believe it.
I know. Woo!
Well, wait a minute, I just signed off on a big stack of them about 3 days ago.
No, you.
Oh.
That was Friday, last Friday. So no, that'll be on. There's a bunch coming on this week's run. So, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering how come they weren't on there. Well, it'll be next month. Okay,
There'll
that's
be
good.
there'll be a few more that you'll be signing this month. So
Yes, right.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't see anything particular on there. Do you have any questions about it, Mary Ann?
No, the first question I have, when you're saying the engineering group claims, you're talking from Wildan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so invoices from Wildan.
Right.
All right, I reviewed everything, and no, I don't really have any questions at this point. I saw there was some FEMA information on there, and that was about all I noticed.
Right. Okay, yeah, that was the Best in Krieger people, gas tax, that they reviewed that information, I guess, Jim, right?
Yes, okay, we can integrate this. I forgot it was on this agenda. I was gonna hold over here and
It was just the invoice from Best
Yeah,
and Krieger.
Some paid bills.
Gas tagging.
okay. Then we'll discuss gas tax after the meeting here real fast.
Okay. Great. Well, let's move on to the next item then, the
Okay.
audit presentation. Go ahead, Teresa.
Yes, you know, we were all planning on having the audit this month at the board meeting in finance. However, two things occurred. Number one, our primary auditor caught COVID, so he was out of commission for a bit. But in addition to that, the main reason is when they did their final reviews, they realized due to the dollar amount that we have to have what's called a single audit because it's FEMA. We've expended about $2 million. So when it's a FEMA project, a federal project, and it's to that amount, meaning if it's over 500,000, you have to do what's called a single audit, which means an audit within an audit where they're strictly focusing on everything that is FEMA. So again, now we're planning on, and I feel quite confident, this will be pushed till it'll be presented at February's meetings, both of them. And I just got the new agreement. Of course, they had to send us saying that, you know, here's the new agreement because we have to do a single audit, which is going to cost us more money, of course. And I was talking to him and he feels it's going to be about an additional $5,000 in audit fees. Could be as much as 10, but he does not think so. He thinks it's going to be 4,000 to 5,000. So
Is that reimbursable by FEMA?
well, as soon as I get a chance, this just came down like the numbers like the last hour. So I need to speak with Jim. And what we're probably going to do is I'm going to have a conversation with Bridget, who is our Cal OES person, and ask him, how do we handle such a situation? Is that reimbursable? So if we can do it.
I'm pretty sure it is because I know about those kind of audits, and it doesn't. I don't get a bad thought, you know,
No.
I've dealt with them before, years and years ago, and I don't remember being unhappy that.
Yeah, we've had these single audits in the larger FEMAs in the past. So yeah, it's just a requirement that they have to do, and I'm sure that, you know, it's reimbursable, but I will find out the question to that.
We do have a public member present. My
Okay.
cat.
He's a public cat.
Oh, he's so pretty.
He
Oh my
is-
gosh.
Jumped up on my lap.
What's his name?
That's Ivan.
Ivan? No, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So the other thing I would suggest, I mentioned this to you, Teresa, is that we do a special meeting for the audit review. And have that before the finance committee, which is the day before the board meeting, so that
The
that we
week
have a
before,
chance-
maybe.
That's right.
Like, yeah.
I think that's a good idea, so that
Yeah.
if there's any issues in the finance
Yeah.
committee, you know, we don't have the board meeting the next day.
We'll have it, you guys will have it for at least, you know, 4 or 5 days, and then we can talk about it at finance and get it all wrapped up and then go to board. So, yeah, I've got that down. We'll make sure we get that happening.
So we're gonna make that, I'm sorry, just to put it on my schedule. The special meeting, the for audit review will be the week before our usual Tuesday meetings, so
It'll be the second week in February then. But I will let you know, I'll get it set as soon as I can and make sure it's good with both of you.
That's the
Okay.
9th.
sounds
Okay,
good.
great. Okay, let's talk about Banner.
Oh, yeah, Banner Bank.
Okay, do you want me to start out with that, Jim?
Do it.
Okay, so couple of things happening with Banner Bank. I'll do the first one. We need to get Debbie Ardolino on as a signer. To do that, I need to give them the minutes from a board meeting that the board has approved for her to be a signer, just the minutes. So these minutes on tomorrow's board meeting, we'll be using to send to the bank as authorization for her to sign. Now,
Question for you.
yeah,
Question, so we voted in Debbie as our vice president, so she is now an officer of the board, so isn't she thereby authorized or qualified to be a signer? I don't think you need a specific authorization is what I'm trying to say. You have it in the minutes that she was approved, or she was, approved as the vice president.
well, I've talked to, go ahead, Jim.
It used to be before 9/11.
Okay.
They changed all that, and God himself would have to be a part of those minutes.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So anyway, so she has a form to fill out. Once you guys approve her as a signer, she needs to go to Banner Bank to, sign the new SIG card. Unfortunately, in this, we've tried so many times to get out of this. When a new SIG card is initiated, which will be because of Debbie, every director or every signer needs to go to the bank and sign that SIG card. So it won't be for a few weeks because I've got to have the minutes. So I'll let you guys know when you're clear and when you can go in there and just, I'll give you the information. All you do is go in there and sign and then we're set. So unfortunately, we got to go through that again, but.
So it's like at the upcoming board meeting, we will specifically approve Debbie to be a check signer. And I got one more question is, Debbie, is she Debbie Ardolino or is she Debbie Roberts? Because I'm getting confused.
I'm sorry, because I'm so used to calling her Ardolino. It just comes out of my, but it is Debbie Roberts. All the paperwork will say Debbie Roberts.
Is this a recent change? She decided to take back a name or change her name or what? Because
what she said is she said she's been married 20 odd, whatever it is, years. She thought it's about time she take her husband's name. So
Okay,
that's what she said.
okay. Well, that's neat.
Yeah. So anything else on that one?
No, I'm happy to get that little thing figured out because I just wasn't sure what it all meant. So I'm very happy to get that settled in my mind.
Oh, good, good. Okay, there's the next bank item is, and Robert knows about this. We are going to direct deposit for payroll. Number one, the employees want it. Number two, that's just one time. You don't have to make a trip in here twice a month and sign 5 checks or 6 checks or whatever it is. But it's not a simple process, unfortunately. Robert already came in and he signed the initial signatures that I needed for that. What it is, Marianne, you were listed as the main administrator on the bank account.
Okay.
The paperwork was filed, you're listed as the administrator.
Okay.
Robert is already a signer. To go to this direct deposit process, there needs to be approved initiators, which will be me and Jim, meaning the ones that are going to say, hey, I've got payroll coming through, we're authorized to do that.
Okay.
It's called a dual, it's called a dual control. So that's step one. Step two is one of you, usually it's going to be Robert, will see this. He'll have to download some software on his phone. He'll see it. He'll say, okay, a payroll for 17,462. He'll need to go in and say approved, and that's that. But now the other caveat in that, for both of you guys to get all hooked up and go through this loading process of the app, there's a really brief training period. We all need to be in on it. So what I'd like to do is maybe it would work out when we all meet for the audit, you know, that special meeting we're going to have for the audit. Maybe we could have that training session at the same time, or another finance meeting. It's going to be about 20 minutes on the phone. They're going to help you download the software, explain how it works, and we're good to go. So it's just this one setup process we're going to have to go through, unfortunately. So I just wanted to explain that.
Set that up for the finance committee meeting. Let's do the audit separate.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Because we never have a heck of a lot to do on these committee meetings, so that would be a good idea.
Okay, great. All right, I guess, Jim, I'll turn it over to you if you have anything kind of else to add about banking or anything. I don't know.
I think all the details are worked out.
Yeah.
But I guess there's not much we can do.
Yeah, just gotta do it this one time and then it should be smooth sailing, so. All right, that's all I got on that one.
That begs the question, if you can do it for the employee, can you do it for the directors as well? It's just easy, just have them come in.
You know, that would be great. We could do that.
I think that'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah. You know,
unless
eventually, I think within 5 years, I think every single vendor we're going to be doing electronically. All of them are pushing to go that way. I already do the IRS, EDD, CalPERS. They're all done electronically, and more people in their bills are saying, sign up for electron, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we still do the check, but, you know.
Well, I think that's fine, but the only question I have when we do all that, you know, we have a small amount of control with our signing hand when we actually sign it, and in a way that kind of goes away unless that same app you're talking about for the employees is also workable for checks or outgoing over a certain amount that we have to okay or something like that.
Yeah, what I could see is maybe them sending you an email with a batch that'll probably quickly list every ACH going out, and you
Yeah.
can have the opportunity to approve that or maybe deny one if you needed to hold it for some reason. We'll see. I can see it going that way. Right now, we're okay, but
Yeah. I think that's excellent. And if it's a possible thing that you can add the board's monthly checks, which I know can change a little
Yeah.
bit from month to another based on how many meetings we're in, whatever, but that should be easy enough.
right, because I still have to calculate the payroll and do all that anyway, so it's not going to be any problem. When I do that, which I will, because that's considered part of payroll, so it absolutely should be going that way. So when the time comes, I'll be sending like a form to everybody to give me their bank, the routing number, their account number. I'll need that information. So we'll get it all ironed out as we go here.
That sounds awesome. Let's do
Okay.
that.
All right.
Okay. The LAIF interest statement performance report is stunning again.
We're getting right up there.
Right. Right. Well, it looks like it's not going to change much.
Yeah. Well, at least when it was up there for a while, I'll double check, but last time I looked, for this year, we're at about 120,000 in interest. So that's nothing to sneeze at, but it's not going to be that high next year. So
Right.
we'll see.
Okay. Anything else we need to discuss as part of the committee, Jim?
I can't think of any, Jim, anything?
No, I don't know if you've been following this, but the Costco Visa card,
Oh,
December 31st. I had until January 1st to get this straightened out, or Teresa was gonna do something to me, I don't know. Anyway, so I went down there on New Year's Eve day, Palm Desert Costco, threw myself at their mercy at the customer counter. 2 hours and 25 minutes later, I finally got a Costco card with my picture and not Sheriff's.
this is like we've been working.
And they won't honor it, even though I personally guaranteed this account. So, anyway, that has all been resolved. We're in good with Costco. At the 1 hour mark, they said, well, sir, would you like us to get you something to drink? And I said, well, I don't think you can serve me what I need at this point, so never mind, you keep the water. And then the second hour, they said, just so you know, we've called Human Resources. They're sending over a badge, and it will have your picture on it, and it says Costco, and with that comes the broom because we need to sweep the floor over here. And at 2 hours and 25 minutes, he came over and he said, I will guarantee you this is going to come, and if not, I'm going to buy you dinner. And I said, you bet you're going to buy me dinner. And doggone it, it came with my picture. So after all, what have we been doing this, almost 2 years?
Yeah.
We've been fooling around. They couldn't get her off our membership. Anyway, so Cher could have gone and bought, a whole new house at Costco on our credit. Anyway.
Oh, you know what? I got one more thing I kind of wanted to let you guys know. Jim and I were talking. I got a lot of like journal entries on my financials and stuff I'm going to be working on in the next week. But our roadway rehabilitation spreadsheets we used to have, that one page colors. Well, I'm going to be completely updating and redoing that to let us know where we are in each fund with FEMA and any projects that we've done. So it's been a while I've needed to update that. So I'm going to be working on that the next week. So the next finance meeting, you'll have a good update on where we stand on all the funds in the roadway rehab accounts too. So
that segues into an item that I was just going to mention. This comes from the engineering committee who met last week. And I just had mentioned to them that I was going to alert you, the finance committee, that they are moving toward doing Buena Vista as the project this year. And that's still not decided. They're gonna get deeper into it at their February meeting, but they said, well, you need to make sure finance knows, because the spreadsheet is gonna be necessary because of the impact that this project is gonna have on one zone, which is zone one.
That's correct.
And so we're gonna have to, have our ducks in a row in terms of how much is really chargeable to that one zone.
Especially,
Is that zone 1? I think it is, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah, it's zone one.
yeah.
And
Especially since we haven't, we will get it, but you know how long this has taken. We haven't received the bulk of our FEMA funds, so we got to be like really careful before we commit to taking this on.
Sure.
So, but we'll have a good idea, like he said, with the spreadsheet and stuff like that. So I'll be working on that.
so that is potentially coming in the spring. And we're about, I would guess, we're probably at 125,000 out of pocket right now for environmental and the engineering that's been done. And then,
And that's just for Buena Vista.
yes, and Dave's estimating about 600,000 is the number he threw out at the last engineering meeting.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we'll have more a month from now on how that's going. Ultimately, it's up to the whole board to decide, but
Right.
that's what's happening right now.
Okay.
Good, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, anything